Oh, CG looks good. Damn. Look at that blade. I can get that out. Welcome back to the channel, you guys. Welcome back. So our beautifully built Dominator got jacked up the other day at the park pond. We were running a pretty hefty prop, having some fun, right? And we hit a turtle, and that turtle probably no longer lives. And our prop got damaged. I'm so sad. And we nicked our rudder. So I got everything off the boat, all the hardware pulled, okay? While I was doing all the repairs, I figured I would actually seal everything on the transom so we don't have no water intrusion, okay? While I'm at it, I think I'm gonna reposition my servo. I have a couple options. What I'm doing is I'm cutting this servo mount out the boat so I have access to my stuffing tube and all the bolts that go on the transom. Okay, so what I'm thinking about doing, Mark Gambina, shout out to you. He sent me some photos on email. He emailed me some photos, and he was showing me that he made his servo mount, basically this plate right here. He made it so he can pull it in, take it in and out the boat. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and cut this out. I've already started. I wanted to show you guys what I'm doing. I'm just basically cutting it right on the rail. I've been doing some work off camera. I took some blue masking tape, masked off the transom here. I filled in the two water pickup mounts. Okay, these actually get mounted like right here, one on each side, and I filled those in. Okay, I also filled in the stinger through hole, which I'll drill it out exactly where it was. The reason I did that is whenever we hit that turtle, okay, it actually knocked my stinger barrel loose, and I actually chipped some fiberglass off right here. That little black void right there, all the fiberglass chipped off to the carbon fiber, all this right here, right? So I went ahead and filled in the pickup holes. I chamfered around the edge, like feathered it out on both inside and outside, and roughed it up, cleaned it, and mixed up some pulverized carbon fiber in my epoxy and reinforced the area that broke out, and then I filled in these. So now I'm actually going to take this carbon fiber here and reinforce the transom of the boat. I've already cleaned it, so I'm going to cut a piece out that actually overlaps the top seam, okay, and actually overlaps the seam tape right here. So I'm going to bring my carbon fiber basically to right here, okay, so it'll overlap. We're going to do that. I've also cut, as you guys probably seen, I was cutting out the servo mount. So the servo basically will go in right here. I was thinking about relocating it, but I'm just going to use Mark Gambina's idea. So that's going to go in there. And then I actually glued up 2 4mm pieces of carbon fiber here. Yeah, I glued these up. Doubled it up right here because I'm actually going to put a I'm going to actually put a threaded insert in it, and we're going to epoxy that basically right there. Our servo mount will sit on that, and then we'll drill a hole in our servo mount that basically connects to the threaded insert, and that will support the servo mount and hold it down so we can remove this in the future. Okay, so that's what we're doing. I don't know if that's how Mark Gambino did his, but that's what I'm doing. Gambo71, thank you, brother, appreciate it. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get this carbon fiber tape cut out and basically laid in there. The rails on this motor rail here actually touches the back. I wish I had a method of getting in there and cutting that forward a little bit so I can get my fabric up under it. So I guess I'll just slit my fabric, slide it in there, and then, you know, lay it down. So yeah, we got some work to do. Okay, so I got my carbon fiber cut out. Basically gonna lay in 1, 2, 3, and then the big piece will be 4. So I'll have 2 pieces on this outside corner here, these guys right here, because it's kind of hard to get to, and I want to make sure it lays down flat so that my turn fin screws go in nicely. So we'll bring that out to like right here. Okay, and then the stuffing tube area, I'm gonna put a piece in there. Okay, and then I'm gonna notch this where the rails are, and then this piece will overlap the 2 outside pieces, and it should be pretty strong, and it'll kind of wrap over the top side. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I don't think I'm gonna record it. Just gonna kind of show you what it looks like when I'm done. So this is before, okay, and then after. Well, I got her all finished up. Make sure you tape off the holes so the epoxy don't drain out the back of the boat. So it's all laid out, right? Boom. Okay, so what I'm doing now with this dry brush, it's dry. I'm just going in and dabbing up any extra epoxy so I can keep this as light as humanly possible. So I mixed up 9 grams of epoxy for this, and I actually have 1.5 grams left, give or take. So basically 7.5 grams, maybe just 7 in here. So really light reinforcement. I got it pushed up onto the top side here. Just dabbing it, make sure everything's pushed down, especially in these corners. Okay. I know this video is all over the freaking place, you guys. I wasn't even planning on turning the camera on. I was like, you know what? I am. Since I did the whole build, I might as well include this. I was just going to get a new flex cable, put a new barrel on, ding to ding out, and call it done, you know. But I was like, you know what? I might as well just pull all the hardware off now because it needs to be done, you know. Sealant. I need to put sealant on everything. So I figured I'd turn it on. So the carbon fiber, it turned out amazing. It looks so good. I got my servo mount here. Notice it has a screw right there, right? So like I said, Gambo71 actually showed me this, and I don't even think I'm doing it the same way he did, but this was his idea. It's going to be nice to be able to remove this servo mount and have access to our stuffing tube, you know. So yeah, I put a threaded insert on that carbon fiber little rail that I made. Okay, so basically, let me show you what I got going on here. So basically, this will get epoxied on the rail somewhere in there. Okay, and then the screw will screw into the threaded insert. You see that? So I got it cut specific because I had to cut this right here off with a hacksaw. I couldn't spread the rails out to get it out. You may be able to do that. I couldn't, so I cut it with the hacksaw. So basically the hacksaw blade thickness so that it actually fits perfect in here. Okay, so Basically, this will be in the rail. It's going to get epoxied on the rail. This right here will basically get, it'll basically slide into the elongated holes on the rail. Boom. And then that one screw will hold it in place. Pretty simple. So what I think I'm going to do is actually use some 5-minute zap. And basically just 5-minute zap this into place. This is an epoxy, a 5-minute epoxy that dries pretty quick. So basically I'm just going to put this in, because the holes have to line up, right? You got to line the holes up. So all this is going to go in one piece. I'm going to put some 5-minute on this. I'm going to put some 5-minute on the mount, clean it, rough it up, clean it. And I can ever so carefully slide this into place. Okay, slide it into place. I'll actually tighten down on this screw while it's in place and kind of pray that everything lines up where it's supposed to. You know, with this tightened down, the mount pushed over, it should align itself. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm gonna do. 5-minute it in. I got it epoxied in here and I got it cleaned up the best I could. It literally just kicked off. This 5-minute, it kicks off in like 2 seconds. So it's rubbery. It's rubbery right now. So I'm gonna try to pull this top mount out. Oh, hopefully it didn't epoxy itself in there. Oh, thank God. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, it's okay. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and clean this access up while it's still rubberized. Not fully cured yet, so... Oh, we got lucky. So, now you guys kind of see what I'm talking about here. Like I said, I can't take full credit for this. This is Gambo 71's idea. He did it to his Dom. And I'm kind of following suit. I've been on my previous Dominator. I wanted to relocate the servo. I was going to make it like on my Delta Force 35. I've got a stand-up servo mount that I made out of fiberglass. I was going to make a carbon fiber mount for right here, have it standing up and side load, you know, because it would work out perfect for our steering rod here. So that's what I wanted to do with my previous one. I just never got around to it. You know, I did all the work to my stuffing tube. I did it all like because I had lowered my stuffing tube, and I actually did all that work, you know, blind basically. I worked like under this mount blind, you know, like putting the epoxy in and everything. So this right here is going to make maintenance and future repairs so much easier. So I'm just wondering if this Zap epoxy will hold that, you know, because I mean, hell, I got a lot on it. I'm just wondering if I should take some like thickened epoxy and like maybe just do the ends, you know, for extra reinforcement. I think I am. I'm going to go ahead and do that actually. Took some epoxy with shredded carbon fiber in it, and I basically packed it under here, you know, so it's inconspicuous to the naked eye. And it actually turned out pretty good. So I'm going to let that kick off and we'll finish the setup. Alright, so I got all the holes drilled on the transom, and I'm actually just putting a slight bend in this stuffing tube. Just a little bit. I use this right here so I can get the bend toward the end, you know. Mainly for the stinger, so I can get like a nice neutral position with no binding type deal. And we'll get that situated in the boat. I'm going to go ahead and lock it off here. And I'm going to put this modified oxy drive. So what I did is I took the broken bearing out, and I milled down a big brass tube, the outside diameter, so that it fits in here tight. And I also milled out the inside of the brass tube so I could fit a lead Teflon bearing bushing, so it's modified. Okay, so that's what I'm going to run for the time being. Okay. Okay, so that's a little bit off center there. Okay, right there. I like this T-bar, you know, this stuff and tube mount right here. Super nice, you know. So now we should be able to put this stinger on, and it should be pretty much a neutral position. It should give us a neutral. Well, it's got negative in it now, so let's go ahead and take that out. I'm gonna go ahead and take this negative out. So let's see, we need to go up, so I'm gonna loosen up this bottom one. Okay, let's see if our screws line up. They should. So far, so good. So what I'm going to do, I drilled the stuffing tube hole just a little bit larger than what I needed. So I can basically slide my flex cable in. Okay, and if there was any misalignment, because I filled in that stuffing tube hole, so I want to make sure my stuffing tube aligns to the stinger. If you drill the hole a little bit larger, you put your flex cable in, okay, and basically that flex cable will basically line that stuffing tube up for you, you know. So yeah, it feels pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and epoxy this stuffing tube in real quick. Alright boys, so it's getting late. I got all the hardware on, okay? Got all the hardware on. Those of you who own this boat or have run this boat and kind of done a little bit of like trying to like push and pull on your stinger, you notice there's some flex on this hull. You know, like if you were to do this on the rudder, this on the stinger, it'll like flex the transom. Now she is solid, boy. Alright, so I'm gonna mix up a little bit of epoxy. So I'm out here in the shop. We're gonna try to get this straightened out the best we can. It's actually, I could actually cut that off and the rudder would be plenty long enough, you know. But I'm gonna try to get it out just to show you guys kind of what to do. Try. It's a pretty good ding. Gotta work fast because this is thin aluminum. It'll heat up fast and it also cool down fast, you know. So I'm just gonna use some pliers. It looks like it's rolled over pretty good. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to get out of this, but That's not too bad. Man, that actually came out better than I could have hoped for. That's not too bad. Got a little nick here, a little nick there, right? So I'll take it. I'll take it. The other side, it looks great. Man, that's crazy. Heating it up, dinking it out. That works so good. So as you guys know, the stock rudder here, it was cut way too short. I basically cut it above, just above the water pickup, which is right here. Okay, the water pickup on the stock rudder is in the same place as the upgraded rudder. So I'm gonna get a couple runs in with this one, but I was gonna spend the time to reprofile and get that little nick out, but what I'm gonna do is just cut about right here, okay, because that's about how long I had my original Dominator rudder blade, and it worked so good. So we'll cut it somewhere in here, and that will basically get rid of that little nick, you know. So I didn't spend the time, but I do want to get a couple more runs in with the rudder like it is, you know, and then we'll incrementally cut it down. Yeah, so got my turn fins on, the trim tabs, the stinger. I actually found that this adjuster screw right here was stripped out. Okay, so I put a new screw in and I got it all set up, and we don't have any play. Actually, we don't have any play on the whole boat back here. Okay, if you guys owned a Dominator, then you may know, like, there's some play when you do this number here. On the rudder, it flexes, the stinger flexes, which is fine. On a boat like this, a little flex back here, it's no big deal, you know. But that carbon fiber that we did, wrapping it over the top side, it really reinforced things, right? So I got my bellow in. I had to fight for that. Got my cooling lines hooked up. As you can see, I deleted the pickups. Pretty happy with that. I like these pickups. A lot of guys don't, but I liked them. I actually enjoyed having these on the boat. I don't think they slowed the boat down. I don't think they interfered with the performance. Personally, I liked them. But this rudder here's got dual cooling, you know, and I figured we'd just take advantage of it. It's just one less adjustment that we have to worry with, right? So I mean, actually, I could just install one of these pickups and run cooling to my mount, run cooling to the motor, and run cooling to the ESC, you know. We might do that. So we're on the home stretch here. All we got left is to install the servo, get the steering rod hooked up, and cut a new cable. So this is the Reefs 299 LP. It's a beast ass servo. So I got my little tab in there. I reinforced it with some carbon fiber just to ensure it don't go anywhere. So we're basically gonna put the servo in. Now, getting to this back screw right here, I had to make a special Allen to get to it. I had to like grind it short. So that screw right there is a pain in the ass. So I highly recommend that you guys try to make yourself a removable servo mount for this boat. I really do. So basically, we're going to get it lined up in the slits there, and what is going on here? There we go. Okay, it's a nice tight fit, you know. So that goes in like that, and I got me a made sure the screw was the right length. It's actually a little long, but this little ring right here should shim it up a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and slide this in. Now, Gambo actually put one here, and he put one back here. I just put one screw. He used two. I'm using one. so I don't have to fight to get to that back one. You know what I'm saying? So the single M3 should hold it, right? It should hold it, no problem. So boom, servo's in. Man, that's nice. That is so freaking nice. So now that the servo's in, we can go ahead and hook up the, well, I guess we need to get all this run. All these wires run first. Boom, boom, boom. This is gonna go behind the servo. Get this plugged in. I actually spun my 90-degree fitting here because I had to actually splice a cooling line. You'll never know it running the boat. You guys would never know it if I didn't tell you, but I have a splice right here, okay, because I'm using the rudder. I had to extend my cooling line. This one here worked, so we're going to go ahead and get the steering rod in. I'm just going to use the stock rod. I actually started to get another one, but hell, I don't have anything really better, so we'll just use this for right now. It was all bent out of shape, so I got it bent back into shape and ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and get the transmitter turned on and the steering zeroed out so I can get all that worked out and centered. That's a fast servo. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and grab the Dominator, not the Dominator, we're working on the Dominator, the Velez. Oh boy, I'm going to grab my parts donor here lately. I had this boat built, man. I had it built, ready to go, and I just stole the servo out of it, but I bought another one to put in it. I just hadn't had a chance to put it in there, and now I'm still on the freaking cable. Yeah, it's a brand spanking new cable. Never even used it. I cut it. I bought it, cut it for this boat, and I've never even used it. I had it greased up, and I'll be down. There's my extension. I need that. Told you, I'm stealing everything off this boat. Things are good, boy. So basically gonna put it in my vise ever so gently. Ever so gently. Had to bring the Bulgarian out here. I got that forward support in. Now we're about to start working on the cooling line in this one. Get the cooling routed. Rounded the tip of it, the end of it that goes into the collet. Oh, damn, perfect. Well, what do you know? That looks good. D-U-N. I think that's why we destroyed it, our last run. Because when I finished my build, I didn't say D-U-N, right? Oh boy, gremlin, huh? Gremlins. Hopefully we got rid of the gremlins. Nope. Low battery. Nope, he's still here. All right. That's actually pretty funny, man, when I said the gremlin, and then this thing started beeping. You tell me, man. You tell me. Karma, I swear, karma is a real thing. What do y'all think? So, all right. Just greased it. Oh man, that sounds good. Man alive. Actually, it sounds better now than it did before. So before it sounded like it sounded like we had a hint of rubbing, like the cable was rubbing on metal, which of course is going to rub on metal in the stuffing tube, but I could hear like pressure being put on it. Now it sounds freer, and I'm thinking it was the straight stock stuffing tube may have been rubbing at the stinger where it comes out the stinger. So what I did is I bent the last ½ inch of the stuffing tube. I put a curve in it, a bow in it, so that the angle, and then it has a slight bow to the stinger, you know, because that's not a perfectly straight drive line. I mean, I don't know why they don't put a slight bend in it, but for whatever reason it did sound like it had some rubbing, but now it don't. Okay, everything's ready to go, man. She ready to go. Round 2, baby. D-U-N. So, okay, so before I let you go, I do want to say this. So what I do to my boats may not be necessarily what you do to your boats. It don't mean what you do to your boats is wrong. It don't mean what I do to my boats is wrong. It's just how each person does or builds a boat, right? There's not one set way. There's more than one way to skin a freaking cat, right? So what I do, you don't have to do it, you know? I try to overbuild my shit. I do, because I know how I like to run my boats. I like to run them hard. I like to make them go fast, and a fast boat they'll blow off the water in the blink of an eye, and there's not much you can freaking do to prevent it, you know. So I try to build my boats bulletproof if I can. And yeah, I took this foam out up here. I need to put it back in there. I cannot forget to do that. Yeah, I don't want this thing to sink, you know. So yeah. Oh yeah, I need to put this foam. I need to put this phone back in there too. So I'm going to let you guys go. All right. I appreciate y'all watching my videos. Like I said, this video I wasn't planning on making. I was just going to do the repairs and basically show you what it looked like when I was done. But I figured I'd bring you guys along for the ride, you know, and hopefully y'all appreciate it. I don't know if I'll be able to save that prop. It don't look like the trailing edge got bent, but that leading edge, it'll be a whole new prop when I'm done with it though. So y'all have a good day. Like the video, subscribe to the channel because it does help me out, and we'll see you next time. Big B, with Ironclade RC.